was your biggest takeaway from that first game, getting your moment to finally put on that jersey in front of those fans?
Yeah, it was a great moment. It was a surreal moment. It's my first NFL game, so running out that tunnel, it meant a lot, and it showed that hard work pays off, but you got to keep working.
Was it everything you expected it to be, the speed, the strength that they talk about?
Yeah, it was a game, and I was glad to get my feet wet and, happy to play a little bit more coming on this couple of preseason games.
What was your biggest takeaway from the game, you would say?
I'm not sure right now. I'm still analyzing the final game of film and things like that for myself, but I do know that we play fast and fun, and it's always great to have a great competition at the opposite side of the ball.
How are you feeling health-wise? How did you feel on Friday?
I feel fine. Felt good.
Have you gotten feedback from your coaches yet on how you played Friday and any areas that they'd like to improve or what they liked already?
Yeah, we're still analyzing the game, still watching our film and basing that. But there's always room to improve in every category that you want to suit and fit yourself in.
Talk about tomorrow in the next couple days joint with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Just your thoughts on seeing somebody different and kind of just still working on your craft to get somebody different.
Right. Yeah, it should be fun. It's going to be my first experience doing it. So, but I'm always eager for competition. Always eager to play somebody new. And of course, with the two great practices that we'll have with the Titans and going up to our preseason game on Friday.
How did that moment like after the game?
Excuse me. Sorry.
With Tate Ratledge after the game.
Yeah.
What was that moment like to see him now that you guys are both in the league?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a great opportunity to play against Tate. I seen him in the first couple snaps I was in, and it was just a nice little smirk and smile. But at the end of the day, it's still great competition, and also Jackson Meeks as well, that went to Georgia and transferred later on in his years there. It was just a great opportunity to see those guys reunite with those guys as well.
Have any of the vets been really vocal in terms of giving you tips and someone to rely on, make sure you're getting used to?
Yeah, of course, the leader of our room, Leonard Floyd. All those guys in the room who is our vets, who's been helping me and James out tremendously and giving us tips and things of the game that we just don't know yet, but they do know. Just giving us pointers and tips on that.
What's one moment you'll take away from Friday and remember forever?
The run out. The first run out. It was insane. I never ran out in a Falcons uniform before, and the opportunity for me to do so, it was like no other. And I was just truly blessed. And I shouldn't take it for granted. Every snap is a meaningful snap.
I know you said you're still evaluating the tape, but did Friday feel any different for you?
Yeah, we haven't played football in over a year, so it's a new feel for everybody. But of course, it was just me getting out there, just getting my feet wet. And of course, I got my feet wet in that game, and I'm just excited to just keep going and pursuing on for the next couple of games and practice.
It's like you had welcome to the NFL moment, or like
It'll come later. No, but hopefully I don't have that moment. So, yeah.
Hey, Jalon, this is the beginning. How do you feel things went for you in your NFL debut on Friday night?
Right, I think it went well. There's always room to improve on every side, every part, in every game of every part of my game as well.
How many snaps did you end up with?
I have no idea.
It was hard to count because they had y'all in there in the second one.
Do you consider this your debut, or are you still waiting for week one?
Nah, it was a preseason game. it was a game for us to go out there and then just to get our feet wet. Of course, I didn't get the game feel of everybody playing and reps and counts, things like that. But I feel like once you're out there and when you go out there to play a game, you're out there. You shouldn't take that lightly.
Was Friday more about just getting your feet wet, just letting it fly, or something you want to improve on, something you want to do different, or you still like, hey,
Talking about this upcoming Friday? Just improve every game, improve every week. Week to week you improve and get better as a football team, and of course personally as well. Going through our practice and cleaning up your mistakes and going on to that next game and making it a better rep. So I'm excited to get back out there.
What kind of pointers did Jaquez have for you after the film review?
Yeah, we're still analyzing the game, so we're just taking it day by day, and of course I will take those pointers and use them to my advantage.
What's the challenge of What did you take away from that first game?
Oh, it was just fun, flying around with the guys. First time out there, on the NFL field against another team. Yep.
Obviously, as a young guy, is there anyone from the more experienced, those guys that are more experienced, that's kind of been a big help or more vocal?
Just flowing them guys, even coach, you know what I'm saying? Just letting me know where my angle's at and the abilities to be able to take advantage of this. Either it's at the top of the rush, coming back under, going power at the top, working more moves, whatever it is. Just a little stuff in between.
Any of the vets been a big help to you?
Yeah, Flo, those guys, and even coach.
What would you say was your biggest takeaway just from the preseason process and the preseason?
It was just a chance to get my feet wet. You feel me? Really nothing out there. It counts towards something. The end goal, you know what I'm saying, what we going to get out of it is bank reps for sure. So don't count on those reps on Sunday and Monday and Thursday, but it's just getting better. It's still a preseason game, scrimmage. The bullets in the game start flying yet till week 1.
Anything stood out to you from week 1 that you want to really implement in week 2?
I was talking about like week 1, the first real game, but I just want to get better, bro. Probably get a sack. I ain't get a sack yet. You know what I'm saying? That's the main goal when you pass rushing. So yeah.
Can you talk about just going in this tomorrow, the next couple of days, joint practicing with another team? I know it's not a game, but just how much of that, seeing somebody different, working with somebody different, working on that your craft and your tool against somebody different than somebody on your own team.
Yeah, just being able to work my bag. You know what I'm saying? Be able to spend my moves, be able to play the run, get different run sets, pass sets. You know what I'm saying? And just compete.
I'm sure you've already answered this, and it was probably your first question, but what was it like to finally get that moment in Mercedes-Benz and play and put on a uniform for a game?
It was fun. Mom, dad, everyone out there. So it was just fun being able to fly around, stuff like that, get my feet wet.
What was your biggest takeaway from your experience?
It's just different. It's different being out there on the biggest stage. You know what I'm saying? It's just different from that standpoint. Just excited, nerves, everything going. You know what I'm saying? But it was fun for the most part.
What kind of feedback did you get from your coaches?
It was just letting me know my angles, where I can win at. You know what I'm saying? Where I can rush harder at or play harder, whatever it is. But that's probably really never the case. Probably just where my advantage is at on the field more so than not.
Could you tell early on that the Lions were kind of making sure they had double people on you at all times almost?
Yeah, it's their job to be able to slow down the game a little bit to be able to help themselves. So that's just like what's going around in the league now, to be able to slow down the game, especially the edge rushers being so impactful, changing the game.
Flattering as a rookie?
It's the game. You know what I'm saying? How to respect for the game.
Hey, Chris, you all looking forward to the joint practices over the next couple of days?
Yeah, really excited, looking forward to it. The Titans got a great front, and really looking forward to a really productive week for us.
And just wrapping up from Friday night, how tough was that? You being one of the leaders and union reps to have a show of solidarity in that game.
Yeah, I think in that moment everybody was just concerned of Mo's safety and making sure that he's okay. And then thank you to the medical team and those guys who did a tremendous job. Just thankful for people like that are there in the game. And again, just echoing, I'm glad he's okay and everybody and his family and everybody's all right.
I know Jake and Caleb are just resting during practice, but how valuable are those reps for like Jack Nelson when he does get to run with the first team in those practices?
Yeah, I think reps is like the biggest thing you can't learn from. Like you can do drills tape, but learning from experience is probably the best way to learn. And doing that with Jack has been good. And then like anything, just starting our relationship. So I was kind of talking through how we like spacing with each other. And just different things to look out for in certain fronts. But he's doing a great job, and he's trying to soak it in every single day.
Give us your best Ryan Newsel story.
Oh, God. Let's see. He's good at everything. Like he's probably the best well-rounded athlete in the building. And so we'll go play pickleball, and in 2022 we're playing with Marcus Mariota, and we're playing there, and Newsel's like the best player on the court. And then we go in golf, and then outside of Matt Ryan, he's probably the best golfer on the team. And it's just it's absurd. He looks the way he does. We love him, but he's the most well-rounded athlete on the team.
What do you mean? How does he look? I don't get it.
Yeah, he's a fire hydrant. We love him. He's our guy.
Where does that come from, do you think? Why is he like the scholar athlete of the team?
His dad was a professional baseball player. I believe won AAA Triple Crown or serious baseball player. So I think he gets his rotational stuff from there, and he's super, super powerful and can move well. So he's combined that to be the perfect center.
Do you recall any good news flashes from the days of him doing that?
Yeah, he'd have to stand up in the middle of a team meeting and give kind of whatever was breaking in news or very obscure facts, certain things. I can't remember any of them off the top of his head. Oh, that he was also he has like 3 nicknames. It was like Little Newsy Vert, like the News Flash, like all these like hashtags.
Little Newsy Vert.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who christened him with that nickname?
I don't know. You're gonna have to ask him, man. It was in his Instagram bios one of these days.
Do you think it's cool that the guy that was like the newsflash guy is now, a starting center in the NFL and contributing to this team?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a testament to Ryan and everything that he's about. I know, like, we love joking with him, but, he's really come in and he's done it the hard way as an undrafted free agent in a big class. And, he's the guy that's here every day, whatever is needed, if it's giving a newsflash to the team or, but in terms of individual, he gave the best looks of like anybody I've had in the NFL in terms of preparing other guys, was willing and wasn't above doing anything. And then when he got his reps, he got better and to the point now where he's one of the best centers. And it's really cool to see his progression as a friend. And then as a teammate, like you're really, really comfortable with him out there.
When you're not playing in the preseason, what are you doing during the game? Do you give feedback in the moment to other linemen who come to the sideline afterward, or how do you handle that?
Yeah, I think one, just to be a support for those guys. So the coaches have the play, so I'm aware of like whatever the play is, and so then I'm looking the front, and then Kyle's playing right guard, so I kind of try and envision being Kyle and seeing the front and talk through it. And then when he comes onto the sideline, just kind of talk and say, "What'd you see here? Like this is kind of what I saw," and then ask him if he needs anything, water or towel or like whatever it may be. But yeah, I think it's just trying to be present for those guys and engaged because you're not taking the physical reps, but really, really mentally engaging as well.
Chris, how spirited can the joint practices get? You've had them with Miami, obviously, and the heat down there obviously certainly played a part in that. But just how spirited can these get? And is it almost real game-like action?
Yeah, it's very, very competitive. I think when you have two teams that are willing to work, kind of eliminate the nonsense that sometimes goes on, and you just kind of really focus on what's done. You can get really, really productive work in a safer environment, and get that work. And I know they have Jeff Simmons and a lot of really good players that are going to make me better heading into the season. And just to see something different, you see our defense. They know our calls, we know their calls, so it's just like get a little something different in a good competitive environment is fun.
Would you feel comfortable if you didn't play any preseason games, and that would be really your only competition for the regular season?
Yeah, I think each coaching staff does it differently, and there's a program in place. So definitely supporting behind it, and we have the reps now. But I think it shows to that point is we know that this is our competitive ones against a different team, and so these reps are really, really valuable. And so trying to take all of them fresh and knowing each one of them counts.
We're a little removed from it now, but how would you evaluate how the offense did in the scrimmage last week?
I think we moved the ball well. I mean, it's really cool to see Mike have the explosive plays. I think one of them, if I recall, was like to Casey, and there's some other big ones. But it's fun. I think we have to continue to work communication up front, consistent, eliminating the pre-snap stuff. I don't know. I can't even remember if there was, but you want to really, really eliminate that stuff now, really tighten up heading into week one. But those guys, like, it's fun watching them hit those explosive plays, efficient in the run game, and so that's what we're going to try and do.
Anytime a lineman does have a false start in practice, is he pulled? Is that normal?
Yeah, that's a policy here. So offense and defense, false start or encroachment, you get pulled for the rep because our film is our life here in the NFL. So like if you lose a rep, I don't think there's a way to hurt somebody more than that. So that's kind of the accountability system.
What were you able to take away from Friday night?
Takeaways.
Me personally or team-wise?
Both.
Me personally, it was just fun, to be back out there after a whole year off. It was a lot of emotions for me out there, just being back on the field with my teammates. And from a team perspective, I feel like we came out, aggressive, came out, to do our job. And, unfortunately, had prayers out to, Morris from Detroit. So, the game ended how I did. But, at the end of the day, we know it's bigger than football.
For you being out, how impactful, how big does that first line feel?
It felt great for me, just because, football is it's not all I am, but it's a big part of my identity. So, when I'm out of the game, it's definitely feel like there's a piece of me missing. So, being back out there on the field, getting my first contact, getting my first tackle in, over a year, it was a great feeling for me, to make that tackle and, to also make a tackle and get up off the ground and feel good again.
Not just tackles, but laying some folks out a little bit, in the secondary. I feel like you enjoy that type of thing.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I enjoy to do. My mindset and my approach in the game is, if they're not wearing the color of my teammates, I really don't care for them.
You don't care about their well-being.
No.
Does that apply to? Sorry, go ahead.
What was the hardest part, over the last year, just trying to come back? Because, around this time last year, right, around like the same week, and you weren't on IR initially, and Raheem was like, he might be back, and it didn't end up happening. So what was like the hardest part?
The hardest part is just, taking everything day by day. I think it's kind of easy in the beginning when you have a major injury that might not be as severe as it could have been or that you thought it would be, but going into the rehab process and things that go along with that, there are some setbacks and moments of adversity where you aren't on the field and you start to miss the game a lot. I feel like that's the hard part, of being out of with injury.
It was an ankle, right?
Yeah.
You have surgery or didn't need it?
No, it was a high ankle sprain, tightrope surgery.
Got it. Tone setter, because you kind of are that at times for this defense.
Yeah, I'm a humble guy. I like to let people characterize my game for themselves. I try to just go out there and play my game. But something as far as setting the tone, I think that's something that I just do naturally. Something that I've always been, since playing Little League football, high school, college. I always feel like, my edge is, my physicality, my mentality of, just being out there every play, ready to just be as physical as I can, impose my will on the opposing team.
It feels like
different than regular practice. Like, what more can you gain out of it?
You try to protect the team always, whether it's my team or whether it's the Titans. But joint practices, is a little bit more free, I'd say, just as far as I might, hard thud, you get what I mean? But, nothing too crazy. But, just going against another team in a joint practice, it's kind of like you're scrimmaging. So, you can, be a little bit more aggressive with, another team because they're not my teammates.
It feels like you're the kind of guy that would mesh well with Jeff Ulbricht's defense. Has that been the case so far, would you say?
Yeah, Brick and, Rudy, even Ollie, all the new coaches that came in really, emphasized first thing first was the mindset of the defense that we wanted to have this year. Then it goes into scheme and technique and things like that. And, I feel like they do a great job of, allowing us to play our game within the game as far as, play calls and things like that. But, they also did a good job of, keeping things simple so that we can go out there and play fast.
You're going to take anything away from Friday night?
Yeah, it's just seeing the scheme come to life. That was kind of like a huge thing for us in our room. Yeah.
What has this training camp been like for you, getting used to the new defense and also almost a new partner next to you, Ebiketie?
It's you got to understand. You got to understand the league and it gets to the point where it's just something you roll with. But in regards to the defense and the scheme, Brick and Nate, they've done a great job in regards to giving us all the information we need in regards to being great in this defense and letting us know what it takes and, letting us play as well. Yeah.
What is different about this defense, this year compared to last?
Just the way we attack. We dictating the tempo this year. Yeah.
Hey, David, how is it all coming together with, so many new people and playing a new style of ball?
I think it's coming together great. Just understanding how the scheme is meant to be executed, and just, you see everybody on every level making plays.
How do you think it helps you guys having a joint practice, having the Titans come to town? What does that do for y'all developmentally?
It's always great just getting to go against someone else. This is week 3 of training camp, so getting to go against someone else it's always great.
No one of the starters probably won't play in the preseason games. To make these joint practices that much better? Or? more important?
It's always important because at the end of the day, I feel like you have to. It's an opportunity for you to go out there and execute, you know. And I feel it's just you kind of treat it as another game or a preseason game or whatever game you might want to call it.
Obviously, Grady was a very vocal leader. Do you feel a sense of responsibility to not so much take over that role, but maybe help?
No, we all lead in different ways, you know. You lead the guys in however way it seems right to you and go from there.
What has the vibe on this defense been like, and what have you taken away of like the identity you're trying to build?
A fair defense, yeah. Impose fear into coaches and players, yeah.
Are you enjoying having Jeff Ulbrich as the DC?
Yes, I am.
What makes him different on the field?
Just the way he processes the game. You know, we go out there, give us adjustments. You know, and the way they let us play as well. That's another part.
And adjusting to Nate Ollie. I mean, you are more of a quiet guy, it seems, but Nate is very, very vocal. We can hear him across the field. What's that like, having his enthusiasm as a position coach?
No, it's great. You know, it brings a little light to the room as well. Yeah.
We talked to Jalon just a moment ago. What have you seen from him and just the rest of this rookie class?
They've been impressive. You know, you could from the get-go, from OTAs, you could tell how explosive him and James are. You know, their first step and all that. Like you could tell they're made for the league. Yeah.
You individually and you as a team played on Friday night? The defense specifically.
I feel like the defense did pretty well. It's kind of like the first chance we had to showcase that attack front, playing fast and kind of repping our style. So that was the initial. So I feel like we can build up that moving forward.
You got a sack in the game, sign of things to come, you hope, this season?
I feel like that's definitely what I hope the season will look like through and throughout. So it's exciting, you know, bring the quarterback down and you just get familiar with that, and that becomes the expectation moving forward. So it felt good.
Is there anything different this year from years past? For you personally?
I feel like yes and no. I feel like physically is more so the same, but mentally I kind of like I'm in a different space. I feel more comfortable, and I know who I am, and I know what I bring to the table. So it's just a matter of me going out there and just pulling myself right.
Where does that come from, that comfort level? Is that just experience?
Experience, being in the league for some times, and I mean, had a little bit of success here and there, and you kind of feel more confident about yourself. So it's like it's just a matter of going out there and being consistent and doing it day in and day out.
Do you feel like you have like more to show people, like some, I don't know if say like something to prove this year is the right way to phrase it, but do you feel like there's just something that fans haven't really seen out of you yet?
I wouldn't say necessarily something to prove. I would say for me the biggest thing is just kind of like pick up from where I left at. I feel like last year towards the end of the season I kind of got in the rhythm and consistency was there. It's just a matter of picking up where I left at and be even better to my own standard.
You'll have a couple of chances this week with joint practice and the game. What are you hoping to get out of this when you get to see all that competition against other guys, other teams?
Yeah, you know, so far we went against each other for the majority of the camp. So going against a different team, I always feel good, you know, just kind of let out some of that frustration and whoop some ass, kind of.
Nate Ollie was just telling us that, you know, it doesn't always click at the same time for every player, but when it does click in this attack style front and just getting upfield and kind of deconstructing some of the things you've learned over the years, it looks great. Where do you feel like you are in that kind of process of having it truly click for you?
I feel pretty good about it so far. I mean, initially there's a couple of things that I had to learn with the attack front. I feel like now I'm in a good spot. Obviously, when it comes to the season, you start to see different offenses. Like there's a couple of things that's going to come up. So you just one day at a time, you try to learn as much as you can with the front.
Is there a new skill like required to deconstruct the block while continuing to pressure up the field as opposed to I read and then I kind of react?
You know, with the attack front is more so just lose your mind, kind of. Play fast with your mind on fire, which I really do like this style. So
And how much of these moments, preseason games, joint practices, when you want to roll guys in and out, are you as a coaching staff working on that communication piece?
Yes, we are, man. We rolling them like when we subbing, we rolling. Like nobody's taking no more than like 4 plays in a row. Right there, if you take more than 4 plays in a row, they're probably doing some tempo or some hurry up. Like how the way we asking these guys to play, it's a different style. Right, want guys to rep our style. The only way to do that, want those guys to be fresh. Can't ask you to get out the stack, get off the ball if you're taking 7 plays in a row. You just can't do it. Right, so that's why we want to keep these guys fresh and rolling.
Have you all discussed like kind of a closing game scenario with that, where you reach a point, hey, we don't want to roll, we need our best 4 out? Have you reached that point yet?
Nah, that's kind of keeping that a little bit more like in house. Okay, give you all the sauce. Give you all the sauce. No, I'm just playing, but no, yeah, we talk about that collab, like what we want to do and things like that. Mm-hmm.
Coach, losing a leader like Grady Jarrett, obviously you have a new unit this year. Is there someone that's emerging as that sort of leader, that vocal piece?
Man, really like all the guys are stepping up. Really happy to where everybody's at in the room, talking, standing up their leadership. We talking about just repping our style. And some guys just doing that with their style of play, just running to the ball with the effort. So really everybody is taking on that role with their leadership role.
When you have new guys that kind of contribute to that defensive front, like Walker or Pearce, how do they contribute, especially that first game?
Oh, it was great. It was great to see those guys get out there, fly around, have fun. There's some good things in there. Some guys had they kind of welcome to the NFL moment. Kind of talking to guys, we're going to get chipped. Just how the way we're going to rush. So we're just really happy to see how those guys playing and flying around. It's having fun. It's good seeing those guys.
The energy seems to have shifted in this defense since OTA started to where we are now. How do you think that the energy has changed from the start of camp to where you are now?
I think we all just feeding off each other. As coaching staff, players, we all just having fun. Like we talking about go out there and just repping our style, repping our brand. And like you're talking about Atlanta Falcons defensive football, where Brick talk about having that heart, the mind, and the fist element of it. And you just see guys just feeding off each other, man, just having fun. This game is hard as it is, so you might as well have fun when you're out there. But the thought really goes down to all those critical downs, like 3rd down. Who do you want in there? 2nd and long. Who do you want in there? You know what I mean? When those critical pass downs, when it's a pass. Other than that, man, you just rolling, trying to keep these guys fresh. Where we say the way we're asking these guys to play, let's run out like remember Street. You probably remember Street. Got out the stack, chased it down on the sideline. Bam, he fell almost at the cheerleader. Street you out. Right? Get you out. Next guy up, next guy in, because we want guys to do that every single play, and that's the challenge that we're doing with these guys.
Am I correct in saying you were probably pretty happy with what you saw? It just seemed like guys were constantly in the backfield creating havoc. I was thinking about what you've been saying, running the dark.
It was good. We still got ways to go. Not where we want to be, but the only thing we ask these guys, you get 1% better each and every day. And that's the one thing guys get 1% better, but we still got ways to go.
How are Duke and Dorless doing? Rook, and Dorless doing up front for you?
Really liking Dorless. Dorless really just talk about just his difference of his demeanor. Kind of challenge him to thrash more. We talk about thrash, use more power. Right? Know you can win in the B gap, but can you power? Can you hit somebody in the face? And can you push the pocket? He's been doing that more, just effort more. So Dorless really been good. Really liking the way that he's doing his approach. He's been good. He's gonna be real big for us. Rook been good too, right? We've been challenging Rook just about taking your seatbelt off. All right, we talk about this front. Take your seatbelt off. Say you think you stink. All right, don't think. Just get off on the ball. Right, we want these guys to get off on the ball, run in the dark room, and still challenging these guys to do that because it's a lot of the style we ask these guys to play. You got to think about it. They've been taught to play a defensive line different their whole career. Like it's kind of like you're reading blocks, you're doing this and this, and you got a coach coming here now that we telling you that, hey, that's wrong. I just want you to go. So that's different for these guys, and they up for the challenge.
And then what have you seen from Morgan, just in general, just I think veteran presence? He ended.
Yeah, D.O., man, love D.O. This D.O. really been saying, I think he's been on the radar. Let's keep it that way, but I think he's going to have a good year, man. I think a lot of people don't know this guy's strong with his hands, this style, getting him come off the football. I'm excited, really excited to see what D.O. does this year. I think D.O.'s going to do a good job for us. And Morgan been good, just having that leadership presence for guys. This guy's had a lot of success in the league for a long time with his pass rush, and is really taking those young guys on the wing. And that kind of being an extra coach in the locker room for these guys, right? Because we got the meetings and stuff, and certain things, you don't got time for everything. So this guy, he got a type of guy like, hey, I'm seeing the hands, shoot this, do that. And Morgan been good for the root.
How valuable is it to have those veterans with the young group of players who are looking to take that next big step?
Man, it's always good because you see that guy, man. You see a guy like Morgan running to the ball. You see a guy like D.O. running to the ball. You can tell him, man, that's year 10. Right, they're here for a reason, right? 10 years in the league, you want to do that. Look at D.O. running, getting out of the stack, running to the ball. So that's been good. So seeing those guys using those, those examples for those guys been great.
Dorlis told us that the motto in the room is GTFO. Expand on that a little bit.
Oh man, it's exactly how it sound. Exactly how it sound. That is exactly what we're telling those guys right there.
Stands for off.
Yeah, like right here. Hold on. Then right there, right? We get these guys these little wristbands, even that right there. Kind of right there. It's on there. It's on there. We gotta live by that life. Exactly. You gotta live by that life, man. That's the style of play. That's what we talking about, repping our style. Are you getting off? Are you attacking every single play? Right? No weak links. That's not what we talk about. There's no weak links. Like you in there, we're expecting you to go, and that's why we rolling. Right? You gotta roll everybody. If you up, you got a jersey, you're playing. Right? You have to play. Right? That's why we need all these guys. Come out there. Can't be a drop off when you in there.
How many guys do you potentially expect to rotate in there just on a given day?
A little different. No, we're kind of like 4-3. Like I'm just kind of going back to like my 4-3 days. Like we kind of have like 8 or 9 up, and like all 9 of those guys are playing. Like you go look, we was in Houston last year. Like we was rolling those defensive tackles. Like we was rolling. You getting about 40%, 30%. Indy was probably a little bit different because you had like Buck and all that. You know, you kind of give Buck more third downs. Grove kind of was like 50% because he didn't play third downs, and the ends over there he was rolling, man. You just got to roll the style of play that we asking these guys to play with in this front. And I'm talking about me, but anybody that plays this style of front in the league, if you go look at some of those play sign percentages, they're rolling those guys. Right? You got to keep these guys fresh.
Do you get the sense that these players enjoy kind of playing in this attack style? Like
they
love it.
They love it because you're taking the seatbelt off. Like just go, right? And it's sometimes you got to reel you back in now on some certain things where the issues that we're going to come across that we'll talk about, like issues you get with this front. But like, man, just reeling back in. But guys loving it. They love getting off on the football, stand on their track, stand on their line. It's fun. It's fun to see these guys. Like I just say, just the little things, just the stance. Like we came in, we fixed these guys' stances and getting them more in a, like it's only one stance. It's a attack stance. Like it's not a first down, second down stance. Like your same stance on third down need to be your same stance on first and second down. So that little things, fixing these guys' stances and all that. It's been fun to see these guys.
What do you make of the joint practices coming in tomorrow? The aggression that we've seen on the field so far. I mean, do you think that that's going to carry over, or are you going to kind of keep the rein on that?
Nah, man. We all love joint practices. You ask any coach in the league, you get to see where you at. Like you're going to get your offense every day, fighting, scratching, clawing, and you get to see a different scheme, a different things. Really excited about Tennessee coming in, like me being in the conference before over there in Indy for 2 years and Houston. Got a lot of respect for the coaching staff over there, really a lot of respect for the O-line coach over there. So really excited to see what we're going to get, see what type of style. We're out there repping our style, getting off the ball, running in the dark room. Excited to see that.
Rook and Dorlis didn't play a ton last year, and Raheem was, very intentional about that. And he said last year that he felt like bigger guys in the trenches, they kind of need a little bit more time to develop. So I guess where would they be at right now as far as, year 2?
Man, they got to go. So they up. Man, these guys up. They got to go. They're going to play. They're going to play a lot for us. We count on those guys and excited to see what they do this year.
Those 2 guys and Zach are all very young, right? Under 25 years old. What's the challenge of, having guys like that are, still a little bit inexperienced?
Man, it's just not really a challenge, man. It's just we just pushing these guys every day to just believe in yourself and be the best. And when you step out on the field, you need to think that nobody can block you, no matter, like, tell these guys, if you was the man in college, be the man now. There's no difference, right? No difference in there, right? Just getting off on the ball, and you rep our style, you'll be good.
Would you say that you need, 2 or even 3 of those guys to have kind of breakout seasons in order for you to be the defense that you want to have?
Man, when you say that, it's kind of like we just need these guys to rep our style. Like they rep our style, and getting off on the football, I promise we're gonna be just okay. Right, just don't need anybody trying to do something out of the ordinary, try to be Superman. If you repping our style, you playing with great effort, getting out of stack, running in a dark room, man, those guys going to have a great year.